Shams Charania. The headline here is Isaiah Stewart. You see it there. He has a 7-game suspension. Miles Bridges with 4 games. Diabate 4 games. Jalen Duren 2 games. So that is the breakdown now of the suspensions. And Isaiah Stewart there, speaking of the Pistons at the top with 7 games, you'd have to assume because he's a multi-time offender here in terms of a fight and being ejected. But let's react to this now that the suspensions are officially in for that fight that we saw break out on Monday night in this game. Go ahead, Stephen A.
I completely agree with this. No doubt about it. Miles Bridges, threw a couple of punches, got to get the 4 games. Diabate, he was out of control, had to be restrained, imitating Isaiah Stewart from back in the day when he was chasing after LeBron James. Okay, so you had to give him his 4 games. All right, Durham instigated it, mushed him in the face. You got to give him the 2 games. What I'm most pleased about is Isaiah Stewart and that suspension. And here's the problem. Here's the issue. I actually like the brother. He's a rough rider. He's a physical dude. I respect the hell out of him. I think that if he could keep his temper under control and channel it to keeping him on the basketball court, I think he will be a pivotal piece for the Detroit Pistons. But every time there's the slightest scuffle, is this brother ready to swing on people? Is this brother he came off the bench. He was not in the game. And it's like, you're looking at it, you have teammates. It's 7 or 8 dudes. Nobody gets off the bench but him. Nobody. He's always ready to fight. And it's like, yo, bro, do you want to be a UFC fighter? Do you want to be a boxer? Or do you want to be a basketball player? Because every time you turn around, that brother is in the picture looking like he's ready to swing on people. It's like you got to reel him in. Because if I'm an opponent, guys, and I'll end it by saying this. If I'm an opponent of the Detroit Pistons, and I know that the combination of Duren and Stewart is formidable, obviously, and they're going to win basketball games for you. Oh, y'all, I'm instigating something with Isaiah Stewart because it ain't going to be tough. It ain't going to be tough to do. I'm playing with that dude's mind. I'm going right at him to coax him into doing something that's going to get him a gem, to coax him into doing something that's going to get him ejected and suspended because he will do it. He will allow it. He's got to get himself under control, and JB is a great coach, and the Pistons have proven they've got a great organization. They should be very proud of what they're doing. And I really, really like Stewart. I would want him on the Knicks. I'm not throwing shade on him. I like the guy. But you got to reel him in. On too many occasions, he's just out of control. He deserved that 7-game suspension.
Go ahead, Shanae.
So what I'm thinking about this is coming off the bench is absolutely unnecessary. That's a safety hazard. We never condone that. And we understand. I was reading the body language on the sidelines. It's like his teammates knew that he was probably going to do that because this is his role. No matter what, he's going to be that guy that protects his team. But still, in this circumstance, when you are #1 in the East, at least you have a 6-game buffer in the loss column, 13 losses to 19 with the Celtics at the #2 spot. Maybe you can hold on. I like this news coming in the middle of our conversation about MVP because this is a great opportunity. This is a great opportunity for Cade to really show what he can do. But it is a tough blow also for a squad that really needs to build experience in the regular season in order to, I heard you earlier, Stephen A, say, take down the Knicks. They feel like they can come out of the Eastern Conference. They can make it to the NBA Finals. Every game matters when you're pursuing an aspiration like that. And so when you make a mistake that egregious coming off the bench, that can cost your team as a solid role player, I do think this impact can actually be bigger than just one player missing 7 games. It can sort of derail a little bit of momentum, and that to me is the most costly.
This is incredibly soft for Stewart. Patrick Ewing took 1 step off the bench and got suspended for Game 6 of an NBA second-round series by Stern, and it cost him a second-round series against the Heat. 1 step. 1 step. He ran on the court and started and increased the scuffle, and he gets 7 games. That's ridiculous. Dave Stern somewhere is saying, Adam, show some. This is you can't. He's got to get a 7 games is nothing in the NBA regular season. Ewing cost his team a playoff series, and he got a game, and it killed him. And he gets 7 games in the middle of February. That's absurd. He should have gotten 25 games for doing what he did. That was a joke.
Nah, that's ridiculous.
Oh, come on. Now, you stop it, Steve.
25 games. 25 games?
They lost.
25? Come on,
lost
man. Dougie, that's ridiculous. That's ridiculous.
Seven
Oh,
to
look
10.
at Ewing.
No,
He took
25 games.
One step.
7 to 10. I agree with Shanae. 7 to 10. 25 games. Go ahead, Wendy. Dougie's crazy.
No,
Dougie's
I'm
nuts.
not. Go ahead.
If any of you thought anybody was getting more than this, you haven't been paying attention to NBA enforcement for the last 10 years. And I would say that the Hornets would suffer from losing some players here, but everybody behind them in the standings is tanking, so they'll be fine.
So Jalen Duren.
I want to say this real quick before we go.
Go ahead.
Before we go to break, I want to repeat myself in this regard. Ain't nobody rooting against Isaiah Stewart here. You understand what I'm saying? He's a valuable component to the Pistons. We're saying it to him because you gotta pay attention, Isaiah Stewart. They are going to target you because you lose your mind and you don't know how to control yourself. You're an easy target for an opposition come playoff time. If you're a coach and Detroit's front line is problematic for you, you send somebody out there to get him ejected. Easy. It ain't going to be hard because that's how easy he is to do that to. He's got to course correct and change some stuff with his temper. Otherwise, he's going to find himself booted out of a series at the most inopportune of times, like Doggy just highlighted, even though Doggy is utterly ridiculous
No, I'm
with
not.
the 25-game suspension suggestion. Utterly ridiculous.
NBA All-Star Weekend is this weekend. Jalen Duren is an All-Star. He suspended 2 games, as we just saw from Shams Charania. There's no news yet on how this will impact his All-Star status. We will assume he's
play.
eligible.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, he'll play. He's eligible,
It's
and
not
he
even
will
that big of a
serve.
deal. They don't even care.
Okay, and they'll serve a suspension after the All-Star game. Okay, here's our ESPN.
Has Ohio State safety Caleb Downs going to the Giants at number 5. All right, NFL draft analyst Field Yates here with us in studio this morning. How do you see Fernando Mendoza and new head coach Clint Kubiak fitting together in Vegas?
Yeah, pretty seamless fit here, Amina. Throughout the fall, one of the players that I use as a pro comp for Fernando Mendoza is Sam Darnold, who, of course, was the quarterback that just helped Clint Kubiak to a Super Bowl with the Seattle Seahawks. I think Mendoza is a guy who plays at his best on hard play action. He has got full field arm talent and accuracy. He's a good functional athlete. He's not this dynamic open field runner, but he can navigate the pocket well, occasionally scramble. You can move him on the run. Now, the Raiders have a lot of work to do along the offensive line. But if they can get that offensive line repaired this offseason, Fernando Mendoza with Ashton Genty and Brock Bowers and some of the pieces they have on that roster could be a team that steadily climbs back up into relevance in that AFC West.
Yeah, that offensive line is going to be key for Fernando Mendoza going into the NFL. The only other quarterback you have projected to go in the first round is Alabama's Ty Simpson at 21 to Pittsburgh. How's the fit there?
Well, the current depth chart for the Pittsburgh Steelers is pretty barren right now. If Aaron Rodgers does not return, that would leave basically Will Howard as the likeliest young quarterback prospect on this team's roster to develop further. The question is a player they drafted in the 6th round last year going to be a guy they could really trust going into the season as a potential starter? Simpson, though, is a guy who had an up and down final season. His lone season as a full-time starter at Alabama. Started off red hot, was playing with great accuracy, wasn't turning the football over, and that had an uneven final month. Alabama made it to the quarterfinals of the college football playoff. I think scouts are going to take a bigger picture view here of this full season. Was it perfect from start to finish? No, but the first half has a lot of good tape. This guy has tons of zip when he can plant his feet and get into the ball. Very accurate as well. Has a little bit of playmaking. He's not, again, not this guy that's going to sort of pierce your defense for 25-yard runs, but he can make something out of nothing. Coaches talked about that when facing Alabama this past season. I think water finds its level, and Ty Simpson ends up as a first-round quarterback.
All right, you also have one running back projected to go in the first round, Notre Dame's Jeremiah Love to the Chiefs at number 9. How do you like the fit with him and that Chiefs offense?
It's a perfect fit. It's a perfect fit pretty much no matter where he goes. I'm not sure that Jeremiah Love gets to pick number 9 for the Kansas City Chiefs. But man alive, are they desperate for playmakers right now, especially in the running game, as the team has some questions there and some free agents. They just need guys to make life a little bit easier on Patrick Mahomes when he returns from that major knee injury. Love is just one of the most explosive players, regardless of position, in the entire draft class. Back-to-back years with a 94-yard or longer carry, and he is the best pass-catching running back, not just in this draft, but probably since both Bijan Robinson and Jahmyr Gibbs came out of the draft just a couple of years ago. If you gave Jeremiah Love number 84 as opposed to number 4, He could be a wide receiver. He is that talented in the passing game. He would completely change the complexion of Kansas City's offense. And for a team that wants to get back into the playoffs, not in a couple of years, but right away next year, Jeremiah Love will be an instant impact player.
Look, I'm with you. I'm shocked. I would be shocked if he lands at number 9 or is still on the board at number 9 for the Chiefs to go and get them with the way that he's played last season for Notre Dame.
Incredible.
You can check out Fields.
Senior writer David Dennis Jr. helping us this morning on SportsCenter to break it down. David, it felt like Wemby could have scored 100 last night if he played a full complement of minutes. Can you put into context what we saw from him in that first quarter, first half?
Well, the fastest player ever to get 25 points in the play-by-play era. I think that sort of sums it up right there. Like, we look at those old videos of Will Chamberlain in black and white and he's playing against guys. It's like, oh, that doesn't count. Those are like kind of plumbers. If you put the video from last night in black and white, Wemby looked like Will Chamberlain doing this to the guys in the 50s. That's exactly what he was doing last night. Yes, he was 3 for 4 from 3, and 8 for 9 overall. But look at the shot chart. It's a couple of threes out there and a whole bunch of circles right around the paint. This is the Victor Wembanyama that terrifies the rest of the league. The guy who is aggressive and is not taking no for an answer, getting to the foul line. Like, when he is shooting those shots closer to the basket, this dude is absolutely unstoppable. What we saw last night from Victor Wembanyama is the blueprint of what he can do for the rest of the league, for the rest of his career.
Yeah, I mean, unbelievable, wild, invoking the name Wilt Chamberlain. It makes sense. Maybe we should coin a new nickname for Wemby. How about the French Dipper? The French Dipper. Big Dipper was Wilt Chamberlain's.
Okay.
We'll think about it.
Yeah. We'll workshop it.
LeBron James did not play last night. No Luka either as well. But for LeBron, the absence makes him ineligible for end-of-season awards. David, LeBron had been named to an All-NBA team for a record-setting 21 straight seasons. His 21 All-NBA selections are more than 11 current franchises have on their